Hi everyone! Welcome back to All About AAC. Today's strategy is aided language stimulation. Some folks like to call this strategy modeling. When we're modeling anything, we know that we are giving an example or showing someone exactly how we want them to do something. With AAC, however, when we model, we want to do so in a way where we are pairing the output we hope to get from the user with the typical mode of input. This means when we're speaking to the user, we want to be activating the buttons on their speech-generating device or low-tech communication board at the same time we are verbally speaking to them. I like to use the term aided language stimulation just so we remember to speak verbally and activate the buttons, not just one or the other. Modeling in this way reduces the demands on an individual's cognitive and linguistic systems. We know that very young, typically developing children learn to talk due to being exposed to verbal language all around them from the moment they are born. Over time, they learn to mimic their parents, caregivers, or whomever they are around. We all know those very young children who might use a swear word or two, and it doesn't take long to figure out who the culprit is. When a child does not possess the skills to use verbal speech, we must make sure we match the input method to the intended output method. In a typically developing child's case, we wouldn't expect to communicate with them just by using sign language if we intended for them to speak verbally. In our AAC user's case, we can't expect for them to communicate using a device if we only communicate to them using verbal speech. The input and output method must match, hence aided language stimulation. Now, you may be thinking, how am I supposed to model everything I say to my child using their device when I don't know where half the buttons are myself? Rest assured, I'm not asking you to use aided language input for every single word you speak to your child. I suggest starting by choosing 1 or 2 words per phrase or short sentence you speak. For example, with verbal speech, you may say, "Let's go get your jacket," while activating go and get on the device. It takes time to become comfortable with modeling. Never be afraid if it feels like it's taking too long. A strategy I like to use to help fill the gap of that time when trying to find a word, I like to narrate what I'm doing. For example, if it's taking me a while to find the word take, I may say, take. That's an action word, so I'm going to go into my green action words folder. It starts with a T, which is near the end of the alphabet, so I think it may be near the end of the page. The thought process you use to find that word is what we'll want our AAC users to be doing, so it's great to give them an example aloud of what that looks like. Another important note on modeling: make sure you gain the user's attention before trying to model. Depending on the individual, this can be quite challenging, but it's important we try to get their eyes looking at the words we are selecting. Do your best. Lastly, as one of my favorite AAC gurus, Rachel Madel, likes to say, let's inspire, not require. We never want to underestimate our students' skills. Time and time again, they surprise us in so many ways. Let's inspire them to communicate by modeling lots and lots without expectation. When you model, your student does not need to copy the phrase you modeled. It is simply a tool to encourage and inspire. Your challenge for this week is practice modeling at least 3 words or phrases. For your convenience, I have shared pathways to help you find commonly used phrases in the home and school environments. You can use my ideas or come up with your own. Please share what phrases you will model and come back next week to tell me any successes or challenges you encountered. Thank you for listening to these key strategies, and as always, please reach out with any questions you may have.